Hello, hi everyone. Very good morning and welcome to our webinar on the culinary entrepreneurship from kitchen to business, turning your passion into profit. Everybody, hi. You can actually put it your comment there and say hello to us. Oh, I can see hi Adele. Thank you for joining us. So you may actually share this link with most of your friends, right? So that to join us, the more the merrier. Hi, Miss Gan. Hi, Yong Taek. Very good. And I see more and more people is coming in, right? So please bear with me some time. We will actually also take out your attendance, right? You can actually make this easy where and just scan the QR code on the screen, as you can see the QR code on the screen, or you can actually typing this link, right, the http form.gle for you to fill up your attendance. So that will be great for us to know where you're coming from and who are you and so on, so that we can keep in touch in the future as well. All right, so this is 100% private and conditions, confidential. Right, so you can actually share this link with more and more people. Right, hi, we can see Senshi, we can see Zikri joining us, Dominic as well. Right, so please make sure everybody, join us today. Right, this will be a fruitful public webinar, and we talk about the home-based food ventures. And there's a good things. Today, some of the highlights of today's webinar, we will have the officer, the food technologies from MOH, the Ministry of Health, to join us for us and to share with us the guidelines, how you want to start up the home-based food ventures. As well as we will have our very own chef lecturers to share us some of the ideas as well as the tips how you want to start up the what we call that, the home-based food ventures at home. Okay, so please remember scan the QR code, right, to join us. Hi, Damien, everybody. You can see many people are joining us, and more and more people are saying hello to us. Right, so please give me maybe 2 minutes waiting for more and more people to join us, so that we might start up the today's webinar. Okay, don't forget when you join in, please fill up the Google form for your attendance, or just very simple, you use your handphone to just scan the QR code on the screen for the attendance. Thank you so much. Right, I can see more and more people. Now we have about 20 plus people joining us today. Right, good. You can also share the link in your social media so that the more people will benefit from this public webinar. So I wish more and more people to join us so that we could share out some of the knowledge as well as some skills from us here, right? Oh, we can see Annie's joining us as well. Hi, HD. Right, morning everyone. Hi, morning Dell. Good. All right, I can see that more and more people coming in. All right, so we might start up our webinar now. Right, I hope that more and more people will join us later. So basically, let me introduce myself. I'm Jefflin, and really awesome for me to hanging out with you guys, right, as a speaker today with this wonderful Saturday. So let me introduce myself. I'm the head of the school for the School of Hospitality and Culinary Arts, and also a senior lecturer for the school. So I'm thrilled to be host, as we explore the exciting world of starting a culinary business from the comfort of your own kitchens. So sounds amazing, right? We can actually start up our business from our own kitchen. So, but let me get a little bit personal for a moment. So with my current job, actually, I had the privilege of diving into the world of the hospitality entrepreneurship, as well as the event management. And of course, I know a little bit, how to prepare the tasty dishes, as well as making some, making sure the guests are actually happy and having the amazing times with us. So cooking isn't just a hobby for me, but it's also, my passions as well. So from my earliest memory, I actually enamored with the art of cooking. So I start cooking since I think 12 years old. Right. So over the years, I've actually taken this to my passions to another new height. I've even actually competing on the international stage. So I bring a blend of like academic smarts as well as the culinary flair to everything that I do. So in a very simple way to say, I do love teaching, of course, cooking, sharing, and the most important thing for today's webinar, which is to earn money, right? I'm sure everybody, love earn money because this is actually really important to ensure that we do have, a nice or brightened future. All right, this is basically, little bit introductions about myself. So let me move in together with you guys on what are we going to do today. As you can see from the screen, the list of the content, right? So today we were actually diving into ins and outs of launching a small scale the culinary ventures right from your home. So later on, right, we will also have, very honored, we have an officer from the Ministry of Health to share with us the guidelines for the home-based food certifications. And come to the end of today's webinar, we will have a very own INTI chef lecturer to conduct the live cooking demonstrations with us and to present some of the additional product ideas that you are not only easy to make it, but also market appeal, right? So exciting, right? So whether you are a student that you're looking for an extra income, or you are a housewife that you are really love in cooking, as well as maybe you are a retiree, right, eager to embark for a new ventures, I'm sure that this webinar is for you. So stay tuned with us. So please remember also, once again, copy the webinar link and share it with your friend. It can be in your WhatsApp group, in your social media, right, to make more people join us, because we're always saying that the more the merrier. All right, so without further ado, let's get started. All right, so please feel free, if you have questions, you can always post in the what we call the comment area, so that I will publish up your what we call the comment, and then we will actually answer accordingly. All right, so now we move into the very first slide. I was saying that to talk about what is actually a home-based food business, right? So I have a questions here, right? What exactly is the home-based food business? Any one of you know about this? You can actually type in the comment area so that we can answer you, or we'll see that whether you already know about the concept of home-based food businesses. Is there anyone? Yeah, you can type in the comment area. Right. I'm sure some of you are typing. I can see some of you are typing. Yeah, so what do you mean? What exactly is a home-based food business? Oh, hi, morning, Farisha. Thank you for joining us. Yes, we have Yi saying that jual dari rumah. Yi, you have to specific jual apa dari rumah. Jual makanan, right? So yeah, it's very important we have this kind of so-called understanding on what is exactly the home-based food business. Yeah, Adele saying that food cooked at home. Yes, food cooked at home. Yeah, and then you prepare all the food at home. Yeah, that is actually something we have to understand about the real concept of this home-based food business. I'm sure that some of you not so sure, or maybe you have some limitation or understanding on how actually or what actually we can do based on our home kitchens as well. All right. So any say that healthy food that can be turned into business. Oh, let me share out their comments. Yeah, that will be Amazing. So healthy food that can be turned into the business. This is from Annie. Yeah, that's good. That's really what actually we're going to talk about today. Right. And HT is saying that such as like coffee, tea, dry food, one example, like say granola chips and popcorn, that is amazing. I can sure that you either you are start up the business already, or perhaps you are the one who purchased from the people. Yes, right. Thank you so much. Let me give you a little bit foundations or understanding about what exactly this home-based food business is all about. So I can say that it's an entrepreneurial ventures that you actually craft and also sell your product directly from your own residence. So which means you can actually prepare any types of edible delights. It can range from your homemade bakes goods to careful crafted packaged meals like irresistible ready to eat snacks as well. Like just now what mentioned by HD saying that the coffee or any dry items that you can actually get like granola chips, popcorns. Right. Essentially, it is actually delicious that made with love from your own comfort kitchens, and it fall under the entire umbrella, or we call it as a home-based food business. All right. So I think many of you actually do understand what is the meanings of home-based food business, but what exactly the benefit for us to run this home-based food business. All right. As you can see here, we have actually total of three simple benefits and opportunities that you can start up. Right. One of the most appealing aspect of starting a culinary ventures from home is actually the low barrier to entry. It's unlikely, like those traditional brick and mortar establishment, right? You need to have a large capital investment to get started. With just a modest budget and a well-equipped kitchens, right? I'm not saying that super fancy equipment, but it's just a well-equipped kitchens, right? So you can actually launch your business right away already, right? So, and looking for the second point, right? Running a business from home actually provide you some flexibility in managing your own schedules, right? So whether you are juggling family responsibility or you are pursuing the other interests, you can actually adapt your business operations to suit your lifestyle. So I'm sure some of them actually start up this kind of business because they need to take care of their own kids, or they need to take care of their own family members, or they have certain reasons why they need to stay at home all the time, but they can make use of the time that do available for them to actually start up a business to earn some extra income as well. Right, and moving forward to the third point, the ability to maintain a high level of quality control is actually a distinct advantage for home-based food business. Right, stemming from the close provisions, attentions to the details. Of course, you have your flexibility and inherence in operating from a home setting. So I think that is some, like the dream job that everybody are looking forward. Right, with this direct oversight of the productions process, right, the owner itself, which is you yourself, can actually ensure the high qualities ingredients and of course the meticulous adherence to the standard. So this hands-on approach will allow you to have a quick adjustment and adaptations to maintain consistency, right? And also address any quality concern promptly, right? If somebody feedback to you on the food and so on, so you actually can respond it in a very prompt manner, right? So in addition, what else? The personal actually touch and direct customer interaction can actually foster the trust as well as the loyalty. Sometimes I will purchase a certain food from a certain person is because I trust on the people, right? So that is something that we're actually talking about. We ensure the customer satisfaction and the long-term success. So you can see this is actually a very a big opportunity for us. How are we going to start a business from our own side? Yes. Yeah, we can see Vimala join us as well. All right, then thank you. All right, so I'm sure there's important things that how are we going to start up this so-called home-based food venture? So the first step, I was saying that you have to understand about the business planning, right? So let's talk about this importance of a business plan and execution. So for us to develop a business plan for home-based food business is a must. I was saying that it's a must. So a thorough business plan is actually essential for you to success, and it should actually include some of the informations as a minimum. As you can see, there's 3 points that I'm pointing there. The first one is market research and analysis. Right. This is actually like figuring out who actually might want to buy your food, right? What actually they like, and what actually other similar businesses are doing in the market right now, right? I was saying that this is something like my students, they are actually doing the homework. Every time we want to start a new venture, we have to do some homework, so to understand your customer well and how are you going to market in the market. All right. So the second point here, you can see that I'm saying identify your customer and what actually they want. So once you already have you know who your customer are, and you can actually decide already what kind of food that actually you can make for them, and how are you going to tell them about it. So this is something that we need to study. We need to think before we want to start up the ventures. So understanding your customer will help you to create marketing that's going to speak on them. Later on, I will talk about a marketing content calendar, MCC. I call it MCC. So this is actually quite important for you to make yourself consistent and producing the what I call information or content in your social media. Right. Follow with the developments, your product and the pricing. So this is actually where you decide what ingredients are going to use. Right. One good things about home-based food ventures, always we talk about the food quality, the uniqueness of the food taste, right? Something that is not really commercialized, something that is like really home-based, right? So this is what we are talking about. And of course, in terms of the way how you're packaging the food and how it actually make, or how we're saying that, looks good for you to eat. This is actually very, very important, right? So I'm sure nowadays when you want to start up to eat, right, say dine out together with your friend and family, the first thing that you would do is to take up your phone camera and you will snap a photo and you will actually post it. If you can do a product is, you know, like visual appealing kind of packaging or the presentation, I'm sure your business will be easily to be viral in market, right? So this is something important for us to understand. So when you develop your business plan, this is one of the things that you have to keep in your mind as well. So pricing is also another important thing, right? So you have to make sure that you are actually charging enough to make profit. Not much, too much, and until the customer cannot buy it. Of course, you cannot sell it as too cheap, because until that you couldn't actually earn some profit, or you may be facing a loss, right? So of course you need to pick up some skill like food cost control or maybe costing skill. So in order that for you to know better and how you want to control your profit and the loss, right? Okay, another interesting point that I will always like to, you know, briefly share with people, which is identify your niche market. Your niche is actually, I was saying that the key for you to whether success for your business or not, right? So finding your niche is actually quite crucial, right? Because it's about discovering what sets you apart from the competitions. All right. So, and you need to catering to a specific segment of the market. So you try to consider your interests, right? And reflect back on your own skills as well as your target audience when you want to determine your niche, right? So are you passionate about baking, bread, or you are going to good in making a cake, right? Or you have a knack of creating gourmet sauces or condiments, right? To pairing with others' food, right? Or perhaps I was saying that you are specialized in a healthy meal prep solution. Just now I see one of our audience today, Annie, saying that healthy food that actually can turn into a business. Yes, this is a very, very good area for you to explore as well, because those people are health conscious, but they are busy. And nowadays, we can see the market, most of us actually don't say double income family. I think it's triple and fourple income, because we have to ensure we have enough what we call that financial support for our daily life. So that's why preparing healthy meal is actually one of the good things that you actually can do. Or maybe something like me, myself, I do have my grandmother's secret recipe, right? So, and you can actually make use of this so-called secret recipe, right, that with you right now, right? You can turn it up to a good sambal, a good sauce, right? Or maybe some instant cooking paste that actually make people cooking process become even faster. As we can see nowadays, I think now it's actually the month of so-called Ramadan, right? Most of the people need to prep for their sahur, and most of the people actually after work they need to go and prep for their berbuka, which is the iftar, right? So it's important if let's say you can produce some of the instant paste or sauce, right? So they can actually reduce the hectic work they actually need to do or to prep after come back from the working. So this is something that you can actually identify or what is so niche about it. Okay, so now I have a one person that I would like to share with you, which is Cairo Amin. How many of you actually know this gentleman, Cairo Amin? How many of you? You can actually type in the comment area. So how many of you know Cairo Amin well? Or you know who is he as basically, you know, in a general, what we call understanding? Anyone? Yes? No? He is my idol, actually. I can tell you he is my idol, right? Especially, oh yeah, someone, Kopchin say, question mark, who is Cairo Amin? All right, I think some of you might not know who is actually Cairo Amin. Let me introduce a bit Cairo Amin. This is actually some of the information that I summarized it through the internet study, right? So let me introduce him, yeah? Cairo Amin, right, is actually born in 1992, right? He's very young, this gentleman, right? He is a Malaysian digital content creator, right? He also a social media personality, right? As well as an entrepreneur. You see, which means, yes, Mr. E, you are right, sell sambal. He is actually selling sambal. A very good sambal, okay? He only have 2 products, yeah? Later I will share a little bit about his profile. Okay. Yes, Zikri says someone, yeah, very good. So I can see that some of the people here is their market, and some of you don't even know, means he still have a huge market to target in, right? So that is something amazing I'm talking about. So Cairo Amin actually renowned his content focused on cooking, right? He started his TikTok focusing on cooking, and he gained the recognitions through his so-called 30 days, 30 recipe series, right? If you do not know, later go back, you can actually search in the YouTube, right, about this thing, or you can actually search in the TikTok. So this is actually an annual program that he actually started up, you can say that initiated in 2018, right, where he actually shared 30 recipe ideas throughout the month of Ramadan, like right now. Okay, so according to the what we call the source from the internet, as I found out on August 27, 2023, he actually honored as the content creator of the year, right? The TikTok Malaysia Awards 2023. So in addition to the content creation, Cairo Amin is also an entrepreneur. So he ventured into selling sambal under the brand called Sambal Nyet, as mentioned by Zikri, right? Let me share his comment. Right, since 2021. He started the content 2018, but then he actually managed to put his product successfully and in 2021. His sambal actually sales in 2021. You know what is the total amount? It's 540,000 bottles, right? And this actually generating approximately like 7.5 millions in revenue, right? So while in 2022, customer service, right, from the e-commerce company, he actually won the best award. Okay, we're saying that best new seller, right, in what we call the customer service area for the e-commerce company from Shopee. Right. So Khairul Amin actually remarkable entrepreneurial success can be observed from his achievement in a new product. The second product, he only sell the second product, 80,000 packs, Dendeng Nyet Berapi, within just 3 months' time. So as reported by the Berita Harian, right, on February 2024. So this article actually highlights that his rapid sales growth and also entrepreneurial prowess in the culinary industry. So I was saying that Khairul Amin's achievement highlight the importance of starting up the right products, right, and using the right channels, and how he actually standing out from the crowd market, right. So his success actually demonstrated how to identify a niche, right, leverage the social media, right, and delivering the quality that can actually lead to a rapid growth. So it's actually a testament to the power of strategic planning, right, and innovative into entrepreneurship. So his background, as I know, he's actually an engineer, right? He's an engineer. He made use of the technologies that he actually learned, right, the knowledge that he learned, right, to turn up to become food productions, so that he started up this so-called sambal business. So this is really amazing. That's why I'm saying that you must identify your unique strengths as well as your passions, so then you can actually stand out from the crowded market. So to attract the customer that actually belongs to your, and then also attracted by what actually you are offering. All right. So if you have any question, you can just type in the comment area, so I can actually respond accordingly from my side. All right, so now we're moving to the next thing we call setting up a home-based food business. So when we want to set up the so-called home-based food business, we have several factors to consider. As you can see that I put down the 3 points there. The first one, we call as creating a home kitchen that will make what we call that the food safety requirement. This is very important. I remember I visited to Bangi Resort, and the founder is telling me the first thing, food taste comes second, right? The food safety is come first. Why? Because food is the one that we need to consume that is determining, how safe I'm going to eat the food, right? So that is what the people will consider at the very first stage. And then come to the second, if you can standing out with a good taste, I'm sure your product will be actually popular in the market. So that is very important. So your home kitchens will actually need to meet some of the what we call local food safety regulations that's set by our Ministry of Health. So this one, later we will talk more about that. So who we're going to talk about that? We have an food technologies from MOH to talk about that. All right, so stay tuned with it. So I still have a few things to talk about it. So we have to ensure that you purchase the right equipment and the supplies. So you need to buy some necessary equipment as well as the supplies for your home kitchens, such as the commercial grade of refrigerator and freezer, utensil, as well as the storage container. What I would suggest you is when you want to start a home-based food business, try to split out for your home use as well as for the business use, right? So that will be easy for you to manage, right? And you may also actually want to invest some of the, like computer software, right? When your business getting bigger, right, you need to have some software to assist you to track the ordering, right, to manage your inventory as well as the process for the payment. So that will be actually make your business even stable, right? And stocking inventory and managing the what I call that supplies is also quite crucial. Yeah. So inventory management is actually essential for food items, right? Make sure that the packaging materials, right, the cleaning essentials, right. So food products actually tend to have a limited shelf life. So every food, they have their own shelf life. So you need to able to anticipate the demand, right, for you to do restocking, right, and maintaining the quality. So that's why I say it will tie back to the very first topic that we're talking about, the food safety, right? So this is something that we have to understand. and also keep in our mind when we want to produce, be a food ventures, right? So education, next point is we're talking about education and also the training. So before you want to start up a home-based food businesses, it's quite important for you to have right knowledge as well as the skills, right? Of course, INTI, we do actually offer a program like diploma program, but I'm sure some of you perhaps you just want to chip in pick up some skill. So we also have some short courses for you to pick up the skills, right? So what kind of skills that actually you should pick up? For example, like to understanding about your food safety, right? How you develop your own recipes, right? How you want to do branding your product, right? Or how you want to do the cost controlling, right? So how you want to calculate the cost, how you want to set the right pricing, of course, how you want to do marketing and how you want to create the content. So it's very important for you to choosing the right course or channel for you to learn or to pick up some of the skill from there. Of course, culinary education and training program is everywhere. So if you are really interested, right, into these ventures, I think that you could actually consider whether you want to pick up the skill from them or not. Some short courses is actually with a very minimum cost incurred. So this is something that you can actually consider, right? Right, next we are actually talking about the marketing a home-based food business. So marketing a home-based food business, right, no matter how good your food, right, if you don't market it properly, I can tell you, you will have no customer base, right? So this is actually something important to discuss. And of course, this is not a single slides can tell you everything, but it's just a kind of a so-called preview to understand, oh, I should pick up on this area, or maybe I lack off on this area. So how are you going to try to enhance or how to pick up the area that you are weakness with, right? So developing a brand and visual identity is actually the first point I'm talking about, right? Developing some eye-catching visual identity, such as like your logo, right? Choosing the right colors, right? The font size, of course, the design for the label of your product is also must be look, clear and presentable, so that people could actually stand out from the, from the market, right? Of course, you need to create your website and social media presence. A quick questions for all of you. So how many social media accounts that you guys have? How many of you have actually registered? Can you put it in the comment area? How many of you have TikTok? How many of you have Facebook? How many of you have Instagram, Twitter? Right. So I think this is some of the common social media platform, right? So what will you do with all these social media accounts, or we can say that the platform that you registered, right? So make use of it. Using the social media platform effectively and actually can help you or significantly, to contribute you for you to success of the marketing. Wow, I can see E saying that he do have 3. Yeah, so I'm sure some of you actually using this so-called social media account is to do stalking of people, to see some of the videos, or to relax yourself during like free time and so on, right? Wow, this even amazing. You can see, oh, Zikri, we do have 5 accounts. Yeah, amazing. Okay, so you can actually integrate this social media into your marketing strategy and try to link it, right, with your marketing content calendar. So what exactly is actually a marketing content calendar? This is something that I think is very useful, because this is actually a blueprint for you to understand, right, when you're going to release the digital content, right? If you're also encompassing you about your blog posts, right, your social media updates, as well as the email newsletter, like over specific time frame. It can be by days, it can be by weeks, it can be by months, or even yearly basis. So typically, like I was saying, that this calendar will actually include a lot of details, as you can see here. This one actually I get it from the SEMrush blog. So as a SEMrush blog, right? So this is the idea how you actually can start up or you can prepare for the marketing content calendar, right? For me, it's very important because here you will the content was actually selected for publication, right? The schedule dates and the platform for disseminations, right? The assignments for, or maybe who is actually responsible for the area, like you can see here, the owner, right? So, and you can see also here, what is the status right now? Is it in progress, or is it in waiting, or approved pending, right? And then what is actually the title and the topic that you want to do for this posting? And of course, you can actually, don't make it standardized, only like all the time blog posts or all the times video. You can actually, some is like social posts by using video concept. Some actually you can use a photography. Some you can actually use a blog concept, right? And then you can actually write down what is actually some of the comments from there. So I personally, I will use Microsoft Excel, right? I will use Microsoft Excel to do this so-called marketing content calendar, or maybe you can use some of the calendar applications such as like Google Calendar, or maybe you can actually specialize some of the tools like call schedules as well. You can actually make use of it. Okay, so I hope that you guys actually can understand further on what is actually marketing content calendar. Of course, we will have a more workshop on this area. How are you going to develop your own marketing content calendar? All right. So now moving to the last point that I'm talking about under this so-called business plan, which is managing the finance for the home-based food business. All right. So you have to budget and also financial planning. Right. Creating your budget and financial plan will help you to keep your business on track. So this actually involves like how you monitor your incomes, your expenses, right? Your profit, anticipating your future expenses, right? Based on your content that you want to create. So how much you're going to spend, right? The demand from the market and so on. So setting the financial goal. And then you need to do tracking expenses, right? It will help you to create a very clear pictures, right, of your financial performance. So this will actually include itemizing your income as well as expenditures, right? You can analyze also the trends as well as making adjustment as needed, right? And come to the end for the pricing strategy and the profit margins, right? It's a key for you to what we call it, pricing the product correctly is actually key for you to success or to make it a profit. All right. Ensure you understand the cost associated with the product producing each product and the factor in addition expenses such as like tax, insurance, right? Your shipping fees, right? And establishing a workable profit margin will actually enable you to turn up a healthy profit and remain competitive in the market. So, of course, there will be a very long topic with talking about how you set the price correctly. So, set the price, and you have to know from the cost, right? From the cost itself. So here we actually do teach, some of my students how are we going to know the cost for the food, right? And then how are we going to set the right price? How are we going to, to cover the operational costs and so on. So all this actually will be covered in some of the program that we are guided here in INTI. Yeah. So we also will offer some of the short courses on this area. All right. So I think another important point, which is called legal requirements, right? We have to start up this home-based food business. 2 points that you need to always remember. Of course, the first thing that you want to start a business, so-called a business, please go and register your business with SSM. It's very, very, very minimum cost incurred for you to register an SSM. And then the second point, which is you have to compliance with the food safety regulations and of course the premise as well, right? So I think it's very honored for us today. We have the officer from the MOH, right, Ministry of Health, to come and share with us on these guidelines. All right. So before I invite Miss Khan on stage, perhaps you let me introduce a little bit about her, right? So let me look at her own profile. I pull her in first on the stage, right? Hi, Miss Gan, can you hear me clearly?
Hello, yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, let me introduce yourself. So, the Ministry of Health actually developed a document they call Guidelines for Home-Based Food Handler to ensure the safe production of the food sold from the home, right? And considering this important topic, of course, we are very honored. We have Ms. Gan Hui Su, right, a distinguished speaker from the Ministry of Health with us today. And Miss Gunn actually brings with her 14 years. Wow, it's a long, years of service. Yeah, dedicated service as seasonal food technologies officer under Ministry of Health. Right, and not only is she is well versed with the intricacies of food safety, but she also an experienced MESTI, GMP, and HACCP food safety auditor today. So we have Ms. Khan here to enlighten us on the essential of obtaining Ministry of Health's home-based certification if you wish to start a culinary business from home. Right, her expertise will provide you invaluable insight into navigating the maze for food safety regulation, offering resources as well as guidance for this crucial topic. So let's put our virtual hands together. Let's welcome Miss Gan on stage.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Jeff, for the very warm introduction. Hello, everyone, and thank you again for taking the time on a Saturday morning to learn about culinary entrepreneurship. And I will be sharing about the food safety requirements that you can apply. Can you see my screen? I'll share it full screen. Okay. All right. So, just a little bit about myself. I am currently working with the Barat Daya, which is the Southwest Health District Office in Balik Pulau. So, my background is in food technology. I have a degree in food technology, and I also have a master's in small medium enterprises. So entrepreneurship is actually quite a topic that is close to my heart because I think that entrepreneurship drives the economy, and entrepreneurship gives you the creativity to do something that is for yourself. Mm. But at the same time, like your Mr. Jeff has already explained earlier that it is a low cost or low barrier to entry for food business. So over the years, when I started working with the Ministry of Health and until now, I think that there is still a lot of people who do not know that food safety is actually governed by the Ministry of Health under this division. uh, I'm not sure if anyone has heard of us before today. Yeah. So just allow me to share with you the certifications and registration under Food Safety and Quality Division. So this is our website. You can go to hq.moh.gov.my/FSQ, and you will see that there are many resources for you over here in this website. Under the services tab, you can go to home-based food, where you can see that there are home-based food entrepreneur listing application guidelines and also home-based food safety guidelines. So over here, I may not be able to cover a lot today because of the very short time, but I will just show you where you can access the information when you need it, okay? So these are some of the logos that you may or may not have seen before, and even if you have seen them, you wouldn't know what they are. For the first row, these are more towards the manufacturer, food manufacturer certifications, and the rest, well, there are one. The next one that I'm going to talk about, apart from the home-based one, is the Trust My Catering. Two of these are suitable for home-based operations. The other ones are only suitable for businesses that are operating in a proper setup, which is not from home. Mm. Okay, so probably there are many people who are for the first time seeing this. Okay, so this is actually an extract from a page of the Food Hygiene Regulations 2009. When you start a business in food, you automatically are covered in this regulations. Means you need to comply, because when you're cooking at home, you're cooking for yourself, you're cooking for your family or your friends, you are not required to comply to regulations, right? You wouldn't think that, oh, am I complying to regulation, blah, blah, blah. No, because you are just cooking and sharing the food together. But when you are selling the food, then you have a responsibility. And also, if you read here, no person shall use any food premises specified in the first schedule for the purpose of or in connection with the preparation, preservation, packaging, storage, conveyance, distribution, or sale of any food, or the relabeling, reprocessing, or reconditioning of any food, except the premises which is registered under these regulations. And you can see if you do not comply with the regulation, you may be liable to a fine of not exceeding 10,000 ringgit or to imprisonment for a term of not exceeding 2 years. So, and the registration is free actually. So I think that maybe on our part, we will have to do a more and more marketing about this, because there are still so many people who do not know. Even after the regulations was introduced in 2009, so it has been how many years already? 15 years? Yeah. So we are still trying to, educate the public about this. Okay, so this is the website for registration. The premise website is fosim.moh.gov.my, and you will need to prepare some documents to be uploaded. Basically, IC and the SSM if available. So, as Mr. Jeff highly and strongly suggested, do register your business with SSM. Okay, and you will need a laptop and stable internet connection, because this website sometimes I will admit that it has some problems. Even it was only until yesterday that it was having some hiccups since last month. So now it is gradually recovering. There is a Fosim manual, means a how-to guide that I have uploaded in a Google Drive. So you can screenshot this QR code and scan it for the resources in today's webinar. Okay, I will just proceed. Okay, so the category of the premise, there are 5 categories that you will be able to choose from the drop-down menu when you enter and register for an account. P3 is the one that you should choose for home-based operations. You can see perusahaan makanan di rumah / home base. There are many options. So for example, if you have a restaurant, a cafe, a food truck, you are a proper setup, a factory, there are different categories. You can refer to the manual that we have uploaded so that you choose the correct category. Okay? Because if you choose a different category, you won't be able to get the relevant certification. Yeah, so you need to correctly register the premise. If you do not know, then you can always refer to the nearest food technologists that are located in each of the health district offices in Penang. So this is the example of the food registration certificate, the premise registration certificate. As you can see here, jenis perniagaan, the type of business P3, okay, and home-based food. The location is here. Yeah. So it's once every 3 years. So you can see that the validity period is at the bottom. 6 months before the expiry date, you can log into your account and renew the premise registration again. Okay. Okay, so we'll go into the topic of home-based listing and Trust My Catering. Okay, so what is a home-based food operator listing? Food prepared at home to be sold. Okay, and then for Trust My Catering, the definition, the working definition, is food prepared at restaurants, cafes, canteens, caterers, and residential homes to be sold. So the main point here is to be sold. Okay, only you can apply for this. And for the home-based food operator listing, the restaurants, cafes, canteens, and caterers cannot apply for it. All right, so I just show you the difference. Okay. What's the purpose first? The purpose is like to encourage the home-based food operators to adopt safe and hygienic food handling practices and to assist all the operators to comply with the Food Act 1983 and the regulations. Okay, so you can see there are two guidelines. This is the logo for the home-based food. You can get these guidelines at the website that I mentioned at the start of the presentation, and also in the folder that I showed you just now, the QR code. Yeah, you can, just access it from there. So these are the two logos. Once you have the logo, you can use it for your marketing purpose on your products. Yeah, basically you can show that, yeah, my product has this. It has been you know Ministry of Health has recognized the hygiene standard, etc. of my facility and also the product. Okay, so what's the procedure like? You comply to the requirements after you read them, and then you fill out the application form. For home base, you will attach pictures of the kitchen that you are operating in, the home kitchen, and you submit the application to the nearest health district office. Okay. For Trust My Catering, you comply to the requirements after you read them. It's slightly different. Fill out the application form. You submit it to the nearest health district office. The difference is for Trust My Catering, you will be subject to an audit, which means that instead of just submitting photos for us to verify, for Trust My Catering, it's slightly different. We will visit the facility. Yeah. So these two certifications are voluntary. They are totally free. They are open to all home-based food operators and they fulfill the basic food safety requirements. So you can see that the Ministry of Health is trying to go down to the level of those who are just wanting to start up a business, because we know that not everybody can, once they want to have an idea of coming up with their, secret sauce and things like that, and they have to suddenly invest in a whole lot of things, place, the infrastructure, manpower, etc. And to comply with the food safety requirements for that size of a place, it will be a big investment. So we created guidelines that are as basic as possible while maintaining the food safety element, so that food manufacturers can create food that's safer. Because first, if you have not heard before, the recent news that for every 100,000 Malaysians now, there are 51 cases of food poisoning. Compared to just 3 years ago in 2021 during MCO, there was about like maybe close to 19 cases only. So the difference between 19 and 51 is a lot. It's like more than double already. And this is a bit alarming, considering the fact that, mm, food poisoning cases are unnecessary, and yet they can cause a lot of economic damage, and also damage to your health. So do you know what the food poisoning symptoms are? Can you like type it in the comments? Anyone knows what food poisoning symptoms are? Vomit. Ha, yes. Yeah, vomiting is one of them. They're not fun. Diarrhea, headache, and some cases even have caused death when they are caused by very, how to say, strains of bacteria that are very harmful to our health. Yeah, purging. Yep, yep, yep. That's right. That's right. So actually, there was a case in Terengganu where consumers purchased a product called pudding buih. You can go and check it out later. You can type pudding Puding buih buih. It's a popular dessert in Terengganu, especially during the Ramadan season. And someone actually committed suicide, and it's like they died. They died. They after eating, they passed away due to health complications. And so Ministry of Health realized that wow, there are more and more people who are creating food from home, but it's not regulated, and this is causing death. So we came up with this. Okay. Okay. So what are the benefits of having these certifications? Well, you will be listed under MOH. You will be able to create safe and hygienic food. It's value added for your product. It's a source of income for you. You will increase your consumer confidence. You will get a certificate, a logo, and a listing serial number. Okay, that is unique to you. All right. So what are the approval terms and conditions? So the first thing you might be thinking like, wow, so many things. So what should I do, right? So the first thing will be to register, as I said, at fosim.moh.gov.my, and then you get yourself anti-typhoid vaccinated. Okay, these can be obtained at private clinics for a fee, and then you attend the food handlers training from an MOH recognized institution. This fee is a flat rate of 50 ringgit. Okay, and this is the recognized institution list. I've also already uploaded in the resources folder, and you can refer to the updated list from time to time at our main webpage, the first website that I shared just now, hq.moh.gov.my/fsq. Okay. After complying with all the elements stated in the guidelines, and also for home-based operator listing specifically, you will have to make a food label, then you will be approved. Okay, so what kind of pictures do you need to attach for the home-based operator listing application? The processing area where the utensils and appliances are used, the packaging area where the food is packed and labeled, storage area where the raw materials, packaging materials are stored, the finished product holding area before delivery, and an overall view of the kitchen. Okay? Okay, so for the home-based food label, for ready-to-eat foods, which for example here, nasi lemak, you will have to put the product name, the name and address of the manufacturer, the ingredients, what you put inside from the most ingredients to the least ingredients. Okay, the net weight, and also the date and time the food was prepared. Why do you think it's important, to put the date and time the food was prepared? Sometimes you see like at the roadside stalls, or maybe even some restaurants or even cafes, they may be selling ready to eat foods, for example sandwiches, and you may not even know what day it was prepared. Maybe it was already made like 3 days ago, 4 days ago, you won't know. And for things like very, very perishable items like nasi lemak and things that have higher risk of spoilage, we recommend that it is not consumed more than 4 hours when it is stored at room temperature, which is why you see places like, convenience stores like Family Mart, things like that. You will see that they have already labeled the date and the time the food was prepared. And if it fails to deem expiry in time, then they will put it at a discount so that you can faster purchase it, consume it before it turns bad. And even that is kept at the refrigerated temperatures. So what more those that are kept outside now and in our very very hot environment now. I can go on about this because the heat really is something that the bacteria likes. Bacteria likes warm and like these kind of conditions are very suitable for them to grow. So storage conditions are very very important to for the food safety. Yeah, so it's important what to label about that. And for processed food, like for example, if cookies and marinated meats and things like that, there are many many people who are making. Just now there were people who commented in the chat about granola chips and coffees. Yeah. So for this kind of processed food, the basic information that you will have to label, even for home-based operations, is the name of the food. Oh yes, and it should be in Malay as well as English because you are producing the food in Malaysia. So you will need to have Malay language and English translation or any other translation that you wish to have. And the net weight, you need to state it. Over here, they did state the recommended storage temperature for safety. And then they also will need to label the name and address of the manufacturer, which is the home address here, and the ingredients and the expiry date. Okay, so these are the examples of some businesses that already have the home-based food certification. This one is a paste, I think, and this one is a bakery. And this one, they are making some sambals and sauces. So this is the owner and the certificate that he has. Yeah. So Mr. Jeff was sharing about Cairo Aming, and yeah, apart from him, I am also a fan of Cairo Aming because I think that he does things very how to say accordingly, according to plan and according to the requirements, and that's how he gained such good success. The first thing, well, for him, he started by building a factory, and so after the home-based business does well, your products have a very good market, you can consider upgrading to a facility, right? So how he did it was he used 2 years to build the factory from scratch, because you need to set up the floor, purchase machines, renovations, and then he got the guidance from us from KKM in order to get this MSTI certification for his product. And then he go for halal, and then followed by he's going to go for GMP and HACCP certifications. Those are even higher levels of food safety requirements to comply to. Okay, but yeah, so this is how he did it, and I think this is something that all of us can learn from. Yeah, but start from small. Start from the home first. Find your niche market first. Okay, so elements in Trust My Catering audit, I focus a bit on home base just now. So now for Trust My Catering, it's slightly different because when we go to the place, then we will look at all these things: the food handler, food preparation control, kitchen infrastructure, food packing, the design and facilities, equipment and utensils, raw material control, transport and delivery, serving of food, and records and documentation. It's slightly more, a lot of things, but if you are in the catering business, then I'm sure that you will be able to comply with all the requirements. Yeah, so there are separate checklists for each of the certifications, so you can go through them later uh, in the resource mode folder. So for the compliance approval, the home-based food approval is by the state level food safety quality division, which is located at Komta. So Over there, my colleagues will be vetting through the applications and approve it. For Trustmark Catering, you will have to submit the final report to Putrajaya for them to vet through and to approve the certification for you. For home-based food, site visits are not mandatory, but Trustmark Catering, like I mentioned earlier, is a mandatory audit. Um, the validity of both certifications are 3 years, and the logo usage, as I mentioned, can be used on the food labels for advertising or marketing purposes. So, if you are not familiar, we have 5 district offices in Penang. On the island, there is one in Balik Pulau where I am at, and the other one is at Timor Laut District Health Office. So you will need to know which district you are under. Yeah, to go, because we can only process the ones that are under our district, right? So you can only go to your nearest health district office to look for the food technologists there. On the mainland, there are 3: so Ramprai Utara, Selatan and Tengah. Yeah, Tengah here. Okay. So, what is excluded? So it's not all products can apply for this kind of certification, but this kind of products also is very hard to manufacture from home. For example, infant formula, canned food for infants and children, low energy foods, formula dietary foods, low sodium foods. And maybe for this one, some people would have thought, oh, I want to make milk products. I want to make. There was one time that we went to a facility where they wanted to make cashew milk and also saffron milk, where they boil the cow's milk and they added saffron in and then they bottle it. But it's not suitable to manufacture such products at home for sale because milk is a very high risk product. So we can only allow proper facilities to manufacture such products. You can also read up on the what is milk, for example. Like there's actually definitions for all these things, so you can go and study about it. Yeah. So all these you cannot apply for the home-based certifications. And what is revocation? That one is what you cannot apply. If you are doing this, you cannot apply. You cannot do from home actually for those things, exclusions. And then revoke if you already have the certification, either home-based listing or Trust My Catering, and the products are found to contravene with the Food Act 1983 or regulations, which means that maybe we took samples and then after that, it doesn't comply with this. So your certification will be revoked. It will be, taken back. And then food poisoning cases, if after purchasing the food and then there are consumers that have food poisoning and they report it and then we do investigations, then yes, your certification will have to be taken back. Or the third one, if there is a change in the premise address, because each certification is tied to the location. So if you switch places, you maybe decide to move to another kitchen to manufacture, it's a bigger house maybe, then you will need to apply again for the certification. Okay. So that's all from me today. The QR code for the resource folder I put here again for anyone who wish to access the information that we sharing. And I hope that all of you will be able to, think and plan about your business that you want to do, and also apply for the certifications. You can contact myself, Ka Hui Su. My email is over here, or my colleague at Comta, who is in charge of issuing these certifications, and she will also be more than happy to assist you. Puan Siti Alnarita binti Muhammad. Her email is also here. And with that, I will hand the floor over back to Mr. Jeff. Thank you very much for your attention, and Selamat Hari Raya to those who are celebrating next week.
Hello. Thank you so much, Ms. Khan, for your sharing. It's really insightful. And then, I think we have a better understanding how are we going to make these so-called home-based food ventures to be more compliance to the regulations, especially the food safety part. Right, but I do have a few questions that I must ask. Um, just now we are talking about the certification, right? So is the home-based certifications, considered as voluntary or is it mandatory?
Oh, these are voluntary certifications, but for registration, it's a different thing. You can see that the registration, like I mentioned earlier, is for all the businesses that are either packaging or preparing or conveyance, the definition that I showed earlier in the food hygiene regulations. All food premises should be registered with the Ministry of Health, whether or not they get certified. Yeah.
Okay. So I think it's also including myself also. We actually a bit confused with certifications as well as registrations. So perhaps you can actually tell us a little bit the difference between home-based certification and registrations.
Okay. So for the registration, it is actually for the MOH to monitor. Like you are, how to say, you will be part of the database for MOH. That okay, we have so many home-based operators, so many home-based food trucks, for example, restaurants, cafes, food factories. Yeah. So the registration under FOSIM for SIM is actually to build the database for our country's food producers, food premises or food, places that are serving food, caterers, canteens, etc. But certifications are things where each certification has their own elements to be complied to in order to get the logo and a certificate. Mm, they are different things. I
Okay.
hope this is
All
clear.
right.
Yeah.
All right. I think. Is there any questions from the audience side? If you have a question, please feel free to type in. Even though now we might move for the next agenda of today's webinar, you can actually leave your what we call questions under the comment area, so I can reach out also, or you can actually email to Ms. Gunn directly, just now that she actually shared out the email address. Right. So once again, thank you so much, Ms. Gunn, for today and sharing with us on this
Yeah. Thank
guideline
you.
for home-based food venture. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay, moving forward, we are going to move to the next agenda. We are now moving to another highlights for today's webinar, which is a live cooking demonstrations by our talented chef from INTI International College Penang. So today our chef will be actually showcasing one or two products ideas that is actually perfect for you to run it as a home-based business, right? And the demonstrations will actually provide you with valuable insights into the process, all right, of creating delicious as well as marketable culinary offerings from the comfort of your own kitchens, right? So pay close attention to the techniques. Later you will see, right? Ingredients, of course, you can ask some questions, right? Some of the tips that shared by our chef as well. So feel free to ask questions, interact, during the entire demonstrations process. So this is actually your opportunity to gain your very first-hand knowledge from our culinary experts as well, elevate your culinary skill. So without further ado, right, so let's put our hands to welcome our Chef Nazreen, to come on the stage, right, our virtual stage, basically. Right, so let me introduce a bit, Chef Nazreen. As you can see, I presented also on the screen itself. So Chef Nazreen is actually well versed in cost management. You see, no matter how you want to success in culinary industry, you have to really well manage in terms of the cost. The costing part is very crucial. ensuring the optimal resources utilization without compromising on the quality of culinary experience. So he is an innovator in the kitchen, right? Chef Najrin's skill extends to recipe creations, where he combines culinary traditions with the contemporary flair. So once again, welcome Chef Nazrin. Come on the stage, and we will see what he will going to demonstrate it today for us. So say hi, Chef Nazrin. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Hi, I'm Nazrin. Hi, Assalamualaikum and good morning. Okay, I'm Muhammad Nazrin. You can call me Nazrin. Okay, thank you joining for today for Culinary Entrepreneur from home base to business. Okay, I'm a culinary lecturer from INTI International for School of Hospitality and Culinary Arts. So without further ado, let's start. So for today, we will start for we will do mini cake for any occasion. Okay. So for today, I already prepared. So this one is our sponge cake. Okay, this one is our sponge cake. You can see sponge cake. So for this cake, the recipe I can ask for Mr. Jeff later. Okay, for the recipe. Okay, okay. Enroll our short course in INTI. Okay. So for the recipe, I use the instant sponge cake, which is a half kilo of flour, cake flour, and then 250 250 gram of egg. Okay, 250 and 120 water. Okay, on it. So you can bake it 25. Mix all together with oil. Okay, and then can bake it 170 35 minutes. So for this size, you can use a cake tray, 12 inch times 8 inch cake, like this. Okay. After that, you can prepare our whipping cream. Okay, this one the whipping cream, vegetable whipping cream. So in bakery store, there are two type of whipping cream. Okay, the first one like this. I use this brand. Okay, so the vegetable cream, not too sweet. Okay. Okay, now I will start to decorate. Okay, for this cake tray, 12 times 8 inch cake can get 12. You can get 12 piece of cake. Okay. Can use our ring cutter. You can use the ring cutter. Okay, this one is our ring cutter. Okay. First and foremost, we have to wear our glove. Okay. It's our glove. Okay, all right. You can get 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I will demo to you guys this. Okay, for the ring cutter, its size 2. For the ring cutter 2.5 inch, and then this one is our cake layer. Okay, cake layer 3.5 inch. Okay. Feel free. If you have any question, you can leave your question or comment. Okay. Okay. You can get 12. So I will demo to you guys for one piece of cake. Okay. Let's move. So what we need to do is, this one is our turntable cake. Okay. Yeah, I have to wear this and one. So don't worry. So I will show you guys how we fill our cream into our piping bag. So this one is L size piping bag. Okay, this one is L size. Okay, make sure you make it a C shape like this and put like this. C shape. Okay. Okay, and then you scoop up the cream, our cream, like this. Okay. Okay. Here's the technique. Okay. Let's say if your cream overbit or too dry, you can add some full cream milk into our whipping cream. Okay. Okay, we cut it. Okay. And then we're ready to decorate. So we can do two layer of cake. We can slice it two. Do two slice. Okay, first we put some on the cake board. Okay, to make sure the cake don't run away. Alright. Okay, can put the cake and then we can just pipe the cream. Then we can put back our second layer. And then pipe both our cream. Okay, next, what we can do next? We can prepare our 1 jug hot water. Okay, this one is got spatula, and then we're ready to shape it. Okay, make it smooth. This one is the most easy part, and we can just make it like this. Then we can take our scrap here. See? Then, so, then we can scrap it. Don't worry, it's about your first time. Okay, take some time. The skill will develop better. But we have to practice it from day time to time. Okay? See, I soak it into the hot water. Some my students ask me, Chef, is it safe the scraper with the hot water, don't worry. The scraper is actually the food grade. You can buy it at the bakery shop. Okay, don't worry. Okay, this mini cake is very suitable for any occasion. For example, in picnic, also iftar Ramadan also can. Okay. Okay, all right. So next, when you can have a tissue, please. Sorry. Thank you. I got Wenlin, my assistant, actually motivation my student. So the time to we decorate. Okay. Okay, now okay, I already prepared some for the cake decoration. You can see here. This one is some our cake decoration. So I have the dry flour here, and also we have grape. Okay, and also we have a fresh flour here. Luckily, yesterday I found this fresh flour. Okay, this one is the flour we call this mocha flour. See the color, mocha color. All right. Next, you can proceed to the decoration. Chef, is it safe to consume the flour? This one is edible flour. Okay. This one is actually the edible flour. Some. Okay, we put our grape here. Next, we put our white flour. Make it aesthetic. Okay. So, I just peel the petal. Okay. So can we use a fresh fruit? Yes, of course you can use. For example, we can use strawberry, okay, gooseberry also. And you can put some aside. Now, as a home baker, we also have to treat ourselves with arts to make sure we are familiar with color. So for today, you can notice I choose a pastel color flower. Okay, pastel flower color, which is the purple color, and soft purple color. Oh, sorry. You can put some pearl. Okay. Alright. Okay. So finish for our first cake, first mini cake. Okay, first our mini cake. So this one I make it earlier. This is our mini cake. Okay, mini cake. Alright, this one. But this one is fully with flour. This one with flour and grape. Okay, see like this. Okay, like this. Okay, don't worry about the packaging. So for the packaging, this one very suitable for any occasion. For example, picnic. Okay, iftar. Okay, also birthday. For this, I already made calculation. Okay, maybe for the one cake, one piece of cake around 20 to 25 ringgit. Okay, this. See, our mini cake. This. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. That's all from me. This is our mini cake. So any question can enroll our short course in INTI. Okay. Now, thank you. See you guys for the next seminar. Thank you so much.
Wow, amazing chef. I could see from my screen. I wish I could have this as my, cake later after this webinar. So I think it's really amazing, right? Once again, thank you so much, Chef Nazreen, for these amazing cake decorations. I'm sure that because we have roughly about 20-25 minutes for each chef to do the demonstrations. So in future, please follow our channel. We will have more and more long hour cooking demonstrations. All right. So I think now we can see also Chef Sam is already start to what we call that, doing the preparation for the next one. Okay. Maybe before I introduce Chef Sam, we move into a short video clip where the video is actually a video we call as a Tok Panjang. It's a Chinese New Year celebration that is actually prepared and hosting by our School of Hospitality and Culinary Arts. So let's enjoy the short video while waiting for Chef Dams to to reset up the kitchens. All right, so just bear with me. Yeah, this is a really how to saying that as a celebrations that we have done for Chinese New Year. Rather than we having only the Chinese food for these amazing festive celebration, we actually use the traditionals, which is something a very niche. Again, I'm back to the words niche culture that actually we can find in Penang as well as in Malaysia. Right. So that is the event. We have another short video. Maybe we just view it for the second. We move to the second video.
The INTI Foundation prepares me for a future of infinite possibilities.
Cooking has always been my passion. Now I can open my own restaurant. We have world-class facilities just like this broadcasting studio, so that I can get a hands-on learning experience.
The international community is very vibrant. I've made a lot of new friends here.
This glove converts gesture and display into text. This is electrical and electronic engineering for you.
This is the place where we get to learn about programming, networking, and other computer technologies.
Guest satisfaction is our priority. We give you the best hotel experience.
The environment is easy to adapt. This is the perfect campus experience for me.
Okay, thank you so much. From my back end, I could see that Chef Sam's already ready. It's time for us to invite him. Before that, let me introduce him a little bit. Right, Chef Sam, full name's called Chef Samso, is actually a senior lecturer with decades of industrial experience before becoming an educator. He brings a wealth of practical insights to his role. So his range of achievement and dedications to culinary educations make him a respected figure in the culinary world. So offering valuable expertise to aspiring chefs and enthusiasts alike. So let's put our hands together to welcome Chef Sam. Come on the stage with us.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Chef Samsul Idaham, or normally known as Chef Sam. So today is a second item, okay, which is I would like to share with you how to produce a simple tea break item, which is classically known as a tea break item for morning tea break, for afternoon tea break, but nowadays it's a viral. Even we can see most of the hawkers they would like to share and also selling the product. So what is the product today? I would like to share how to produce a churros. So churros is a classical Spanish and then well known among the Mexican people. And then nowadays we can see very easily at any hawkers, okay, street food, even household also producing a simple churros and then they are selling in a viral shop. Okay, so actually churros consider or same or similarity producing cream puff and also an eclair. Most of you, I'm sure you're familiar with the eclair and cream puff, which is we do bake in the oven. But churros, we do deep fry, almost similar like a donut. But donut is around like a tire or a wheel. But churros is a very long stick we deep fry in a deep fryer or the hot deep fry oil. Okay, so they do have several ingredients here. You can see they do have a very simple ingredient. We do have a water. We do have a butter, unsalted butter. We do have castor sugar. Okay. And then we do have an egg, 2 numbers of egg, the flour. So we do use bread flour. And then to produce, okay, we can use induction cooker or you can use a very simple stove at home. So first you need to heat up the water. So let me start how to produce the dough. Okay, while we are producing our dough, okay, or we call it choux paste, okay. So most of the student when we do teach, okay, so this is under category of double cook dough because at the first place now you see I'm do cooking, okay, I do start to cook the water, the butter, okay, and then a pinch of salt, okay, just put a pinch of salt. Okay, no need so much. And then 1 teaspoon of sugar. Around 5 grams. Okay, so you need to heat up, okay, to boil up the water. Make sure the butter is melt, and then also the sugar and the salt dilute. Okay, by this stage, it's very simple and easy. Okay, just to melt and dilute all the ingredients except the flour and the egg. Okay, so normally, most of the time, we are trying to using the B grade, okay, of the egg. So try to avoid A grade or C grade. Why? Because the amount of the egg white could be a lot or too much, especially the A grade. And maybe C grade, the egg white also a little bit. So that's why we prefer use a B grade of the egg. So the percentage or the ratio of the egg yolk and the egg white almost same. Okay, so now it's quite important. While you are boiling, so make sure the mixture of the liquid is boiling, okay? Because you need to make sure you cook the flour, okay? So you need to make sure the liquid when combined with the flour, the coagulate happen, okay, which is the flour will do cook and turn become a dough. So you just add all the flour. So here we are using bread flour. Okay, can we do use cake flour or multi-purpose flour? Can, but you need to reduce the amount of the egg. Okay, now keep continuously cooking until it become a dough. Make sure it's slightly harder. Okay. Okay, one is done. Turn off the heat. Okay, Next stage, we need to mix in the egg, but make sure the mixture slightly cooling down, because we afraid if you apply while it's still hot, okay, the mixture of the dough, okay, if too hot, we afraid we might coagulate the egg. So we need to make sure the dough cooling down a little bit. Okay. Now we transfer it into another bowl for adding the egg. Okay, make sure you can touch the bottom of the bowl. Make sure the temperature cooling down a little bit. Slightly warm, okay, but not too hot. Okay, now you do add 1 numbers of the egg. Okay, do add 1 by 1. Okay, so now from the dough, we do change into a batter. Okay, so just keep stirring. It may take time, okay, but not too long. Just a few more minutes. It may turn the mixture become a paste. Okay, so this is the quite special character, okay, of the dessert item, where the mixture from the dough and then it will turn into a paste. Okay, next, another egg. So this recipe, okay, is very small portion. So estimate, okay, the recipe we do have water around 1 to 5 ml, and then we do have unsalted butter 45 gram. We do have a sugar 1 teaspoon or 5 gram, salt a pinch, and then bread flour 80 gram. Whole egg 2 numbers. Okay, so they're almost done. So keep stirring until become a paste. Okay, by the time, okay, while you are cooking or mixing, okay, you actually can stand by to heat up your oil for deep frying. Okay, so later on, this dough or this paste, sorry, okay, now you do see it's change happen from the dough become a paste. Okay, ready to deep fry. So you can stand by hot oil to deep fry. Okay, now we do apply into piping bag. Okay, so you can use star nozzle, okay, or maybe you can use plain nozzle, up to you. And then you do scrape, place over the piping bag, because we ready to pipe into the hot oil. Okay, you can stand by your jar to place your piping bag, then scrape all over. So this recipe, this method, okay, is quite easy. It doesn't take too long. The most important, okay, the tips, make sure you cook the flour correctly. Make sure the mixture, while you do prepare or produce the dough just now, the flour must be cooked well. What happens if you are not cooked well? Your flour might be turned the dough or the batter, okay, the paste become too soft. Okay, they are like running, like watery. Okay, and then when you try to pipe, then it will running too fast. Okay, so do check the texture. It can pipe up. Okay, stand by, ready to deep fry. Okay, so again, we do stand by. Pot with the hot oil. Okay. So make sure the temperature, if you have your thermometer, you can check. Okay, if you don't have thermometer, you may use your spatula, wooden spatula, make sure it's dry. Okay, so you can place inside your hot oil. If you do see the bubble, okay, quite large size, means the oil is really hot. But if the bubble is quite small sizes, means the oil not enough hot. So this is how do we can do measuring, okay, in the kitchen. So please don't put your hand, don't put your finger over the hot oil. You don't want to deep fry your hand and finger. So we can use wooden spoon, okay. But the best normally in the kitchen, we do have a thermometer. But I'm sure at home, quite rarely, okay, household to get a thermometer. So please do use a wooden spoon. Okay, it's require a few more minutes to heat up the oil. Okay. So by the time, okay, we would like to deep fry our paste into the hot oil, okay, and then you actually also can stand by a few ingredients, okay. So this ingredient is actually to use for decoration on our churros, okay. I do stand by cheddar cheese. I do have almond flake, toast almond flake. We can sprinkle on the top, or maybe can have chocolate chip. Okay, and here I do have sugar and cinnamon powder. Okay, so let me check again. Okay, they're almost there to heat up the oil. Okay, by the time waiting the oil heat, okay, so let me show you or share how do we actually producing cinnamon sugar. So over here, I do have a 100 gram of sugar, and then I do have 1 gram of cinnamon powder. So this is how do we do cinnamon sugar. So that's why sometimes you might see they are doing churros, or sometimes they might produce any cakes, okay, applying cinnamon sugar. So this is how the technique, castor sugar and cinnamon powder. So this one we can use to sprinkle, okay, on the top after we deep fry our churros. Okay, so we can put aside. Okay, now maybe I can start to test whether the oil is enough or not. Okay, so you have done heat up the oil. Please do taste. Okay, make sure check the texture. Then while you do like to produce your churros, stand by a scissor, because you can control the sizes. Is it too short, or you want to make it a very long? Okay, so you can do round, up to you. Okay, so over here, let me do test. Make sure the heat moderate. Okay, so let me test one single line. Okay, then you do cut. Okay, so now, so just let one side browning, then only you turn to the other side. Okay, now the oil is hot. You can now continue to pipe the churros. Just finish it. Okay. So it depends the size of your container. If you would like to selling, okay, with the rectangle container, so you can pipe longer. So if your container quite short, so you can trim, make it shorter the sizes of your churros. Okay. So the deep fry technique, okay, I'm sure most of the household or each of you have experienced deep fried anything at home, so same technique. Okay, but don't overcrowd it because we are afraid the churros or the paste it will expand slightly bigger. Okay, you see they are expanding. Okay, seems like cream puff and eclair. Okay, it also expanding double or triple in size. Okay. Some also, if let's say you want to trim, even you already pipe, you can just simply cut it, no issue, no worries. Okay. Example, you want to make it more shorter, also can, but be careful. Okay, because you're handling with the hot oil. Okay, so just you see they're expanding. Okay, if you pipe so much, they're crowded. What will do happen? The temperature of the hot oil drops slightly, and then it may affect the quality and the texture, the sizes of your paste. Okay, the churros. Okay, so please do remember, churros is a shoe paste recipe. Exactly same like cream puff and eclair. The difference only, cream puff and eclair you deep fry. Cream puff and eclair you bake in the oven. Okay, but churros you deep fry in the hot oil. Okay, make sure just to turn it, okay, from time to time. Make sure they do have a very good brown color, okay. So it may take around maybe 5 to 6 minutes, okay, to deep fry the churros. Do they still also have a hollow in the center? Yes, but not obviously like a cream puff and eclair. Okay, it's very easy. Okay, so this is a plain churros. After deep fry, then only you can variety the topping. Okay, if you don't like the cinnamon powder taste, okay, so you can just simply use a icing sugar, snow powder. Okay, just make it as a plain sugar at the top, also can. Okay, but trademark for the churros, they are always use cinnamon sugar or cinnamon powder. Okay, mixed together with the sugar. Okay, just few more minutes. They are already start to change the color. So the cost, okay, producing of these churros very quite cheap. Okay, we just applying from the flour and then from the numbers of the egg, a little bit of sugar, a pinch of salt, and bread flour. Okay, so the cost is not so expensive. So why do they are selling quite expensive outside? Maybe because when they are adding the topping, while we are producing the sauce, okay, accompany with, okay, and sometimes they have cheese at the top, okay. So that's why adding some accompany item, so it can increase the cost a little bit. But when you are producing the churros itself, it's very cheap. Okay, it doesn't take a very high cost. Okay, almost there. We can see the color is already slightly browning. Okay, and then don't forget stand by in another bowl, okay, or strainer, okay, to strain your churros. Okay, later on we can dusting or sprinkle on the top in the proper packaging. Okay, if you would like to selling the product. So this one well known for the morning tea break, afternoon tea break, even some cafe nowadays producing as their dessert, can serve with the ice cream. Okay, so please use your creativity, okay, to enhance more the serving type. Okay, don't just limit into the certain item. Okay, you can use anything, okay, to be served with the churros. Okay, almost there. Is already floating, okay, because they're very light. So I already mentioned to you this the method for producing the churros under category 2 cooking method. So now the second cooking method involve deep fry. So that's why this technique we call 2-stage method or 2 cooking method. First cooking method, you are cooked to producing the dough, and then you change into the paste. Now second cooking method or the second stage, you deep fry. So that's why we call it involved under category 2-stage or 2 cooking method. Yes, the color is there, ready to strain. Okay. So strain out. Okay, be careful. Don't over deep fry. Don't overcook. Okay, just nice the texture, golden color. Do same like Pak Tongko. Yes, Pak Tongko also deep fry. But Pak Tongko is an Asian bread. Okay, it's an Asian deep fried dough. But Spain or Mexican, they have a deep fried paste. Okay, so be careful. It's a hot oil. Okay, so now ready to presenting the product. Okay, so we do have our churros is already done. Then I do have a few ingredients where we can use to enhance. Okay, how do we serve our churros? Okay, please do wearing a glove. Okay, if you would like to involve into the industry or entrepreneur for business selling a product, any cook item ready to eat, you must wearing a glove. While you handling, while you are cooking, do not wearing a glove. Okay, so you need to know the bacteria can come cross after cooking, after the product ready to eat. Okay, so here I do have a sample of container. Okay, so in example, you can arrange your churros. So here, okay, I do have a chocolate sauce. I do have a vanilla sauce for dipping. Okay, so this some idea. Okay, I'm just share with you. Some, okay, let's say lah, you are selling your product, so you can ask your on your menu. You can ask your customer, please choose your sauce, so you can selling separately. If the customer would like to have a chocolate sauce, so just serve with the chocolate sauce. Okay, if they would like to ask another sauce like vanilla sauce, this is a sakaya. Okay, so the recipe, okay, I can share with you in the future while we are running our short course. Okay, and then even also you can ask from Mr. Jeff, so I can forward the recipe to Mr. Jeff. Mr. Jeff can share to you our recipe for the sauce, even for the today product. Okay, now you already have your churros. You can sprinkle some cinnamon sugar. Okay, and then your another churros. Okay, done. Up to you. Maybe you can go for 3 pieces, 4 pieces. Okay, then this is how you can enhance add a little bit of toast almond flake, and also maybe, okay, for nowadays viral item, you can also grated a little bit of cheddar cheese. This is what the nowadays viral cheesy churros. Okay, even if let's say you prefer to dripping, okay, you drizzle the sauce at the top, also can, up to your creativity. Okay, so this example, okay, of the churros, cheesy churros at the top, and then they have a choices of chocolate sauce, vanilla sauce, or pandan sekaya for the dipping. Okay, and then the idea of here, if let's say you would like to a little bit of chocolate chip, chocolate rice, also can. Okay, so this example of simple business where you can enhance, you can upgrade into the another level. Okay, put the cover. Okay, then you can branding your product with your own sticker. Okay, so this is our Soho's Alkira sticker ready to selling out for this coming Raya. Okay, okay, churros with the topping of the cheese with a various type, or maybe you can choose your own sauce, chocolate sauce, vanilla sauce, and sakaya. Okay, thanks a lot from Soho's IICP, International INTI College Penang. Again, I'm Chef Sam with the churros product. So today we have done 2 sessions from Chef Nazrin. The cute cake even can go for Hari Raya event also, the first day or the second day, welcoming your guests, okay, your friends, okay, even churros also can be served for Hari Raya. So hopefully in coming after Raya, anybody would like to have some inside income, okay, blur or don't have any idea. So we are really grateful to share a very simple and a very fantastic item from myself, Chef Sam, churros, and just now Chef Nazrin, small cute cake. Okay, maybe I can back to you, Mr. Jeff.
Wow, thank you so much, Sam, for the sharing. I think after this webinar, I'm the one that actually will benefit from, you know, the both dessert. I have the chance to have these both desserts later on. Right, so for those who actually would like to test and all, I think you can actually pay a visit to our campus. So perhaps you can come over here and then we will actually have a chance to sharing with you, right, in future, right? So I hope that you guys learn something, right? Today we already covered a lot of ground for today, and now it's actually time for us to hear from you. If you have any questions, right? So you could actually ask us, right? So I wait for maybe a 30 seconds to a minute. So if you have any question, you can just type in the comment, or if not, you just leave it in the comment because this is a live session. No worries, I will check back on the comments later on. Right. Okay, so as we come to the end of the webinar today, I want to take this moment, thanks to everybody who actually spent your day with us. And I hope that you actually found these sessions very informative and inspiring, as well as empowering. So whether you are just starting your entrepreneurial journey or looking for new ventures, we start up this home-based culinary business to the next level. So I'm actually confident that you are now have the tools and also some of the basic knowledge to succeed. So remember, right, the path to culinary entrepreneurship is not always easy, but with your passion, perseverance, as well as a sprinkle of creativity, anything actually is possible. Right, so before we wrap up, I want to remind you to stay connected with us. So for future event and resources, so here I would like to share with you the final screen. As you can see here, please scan this QR code, right, for today's attendance. If you came in late just now, right, so please scan this QR code so that we will know you, that's why we can actually send and email you the recipe for today, right? So the recipe for us to making the tiny cake as well, or we can call it as a bento cake. And then we also have the recipe for the churros, right? So that's really amazing. If you want to have more information about the hygiene part and so on, right? So I also can actually contact with you. You just need to fill out this form. So it's easy for us to keep in touch with you. So yeah, so that's why stay connect with us for the future event, resources, as well as the support. Right, so we are here to help you every step the way on your journey to culinary success. Yeah, for your information, our INTI Penang also, we do have our so-called incubator, the startup incubator. So this is actually a very good thing to actually educate to our students. Right, so here we actually encourage more students to be an entrepreneur, right, to start up their own business and so on. Right, thank you once again and for your participations. Right, and I wish you all the best in your venture. And until next time, so happy cooking. All right. Bye. See you in the next live shows. I think the next live shows will be actually doing by my student. So I will actually encourage my students to start up the live shows as well. All right. So see you next time. Thank you so much once again to Miss Gan, right, and then Chef Sam, as well as Chef Nazreen to join with us. And of course, all of you today, a wonderful weekend. Thank you. Bye-bye.